Okay, so I thought I'd do something a little different than read from my blog today and talk a little bit about meditation itself, a little more straightforward manner than what I usually write about. Um, I've been meditating for well over 25 years now, um, but it's been about 22 years since I've been practicing primordial sound meditation, which I started looking for transcendental meditation, which at the time was well out of my budget and probably would still be out of my budget. Um, but I understood that Deepak Chopra, who is the co founder of Primordial Sound Meditation, was once connected with the Transcendental Meditation movement. Um, and that what he was offering wasn't um, was similar to TM, but um, he considered it a more um, traditional based Vedic meditation practice. Not that TM isn't a traditional source of meditation, but that Deepak, after leaving the TM movement, traveled to India and wanted to uh, bring back uh, a different type of mantra based meditation. Um, and he did so by um, going to the source of how the mantras are um, derived. Um, and in primordial sound meditation, the mantra is derived from uh, the lunar cycle. It's considered the vibration of the universe at the time that you were born. Um, it's the sound that the universe was actually vibrating as during that time, and we liken it to um, the sound of your own personal manifestation, how you came from the formless to form, from the unmanifest to the manifest, um, from spirit into body. And we meditate on the mantra in a very easy and effortless manner. No concentration. It's just very faint thought. Um, we think it and we release it. The mantra carries us to more subtle levels of consciousness. Um, and it's a great way of reducing. Sorry, I'm petting my cat as we talk. It's a more it's a very effective way of relieving stress. And as we say the mantra, we're releasing stress and we're entering those deeper levels of consciousness. Um, and as we enter the deeper level of consciousness, we're releasing more and more stress. Um, at that point, we begin to manifest more peace in our daily lives. We're physically more relaxed. We're decreasing stress related hormones. Um, we're lowering our blood pressure. We're literally radiating peace. Um, it has a meaningful effect on our relationships. Um, and that's the whole reason, actually, why I wanted to teach primordial sound meditation. Um, it's kind of a crazy world we live in right now. And I got to be honest, I don't know what to do about it. Um, I'm really at a loss politically, what's going on and how it's affecting all of us, these crazy decisions that are coming down from on high. Um, and the political division that it's causing in all of our lives. Families split down the middle. And again, what can I do? I don't know. What can you do? Um, I don't know. But I think we can do something together. And I think the start is meditation. It's being more peaceful um, with ourselves, being more peaceful in how we conduct ourselves in the world. And meditation is the means of doing so. Sorry, fixing my shirt. Um, and that's what I knew I could do. I knew that I had been meditating for um, such a long time, and I know the effects that it's had on me and my personal life and those around me. Um, And I knew that I could teach primordial sound meditation, and that just by doing that, somebody else was going to be a little less stressful. Someone was going to be a little more happy. Someone else was going to radiate a little more light and carry that um, throughout the world, through their daily lives. And that would affect somebody else, and that would affect someone else. In the TM movement, they call that the Maharishi effect. That it's a ripple of peace. You drop a pebble in a still pool of water, and that ripples out. The vibration carries through the course of that water. As we meditate, we're dropping the mantra, that pebble, into our consciousness, and it ripples out in a field of peace. We feel that effect as we meditate, but we carry that effect with us when we get off the meditation bench or the cushion or the chair, because again, mantra meditation is an easy practice. You're not sitting in any contorted posture. Although you can, if you're, a physical yogi, if you practice that. But you just relax. You breathe naturally. You breathe normally. You're not concentrating. You gently think the mantra. There will be a point when you lose track of the mantra, when everyday thoughts start boiling over again, and when you recognize that, and you gently say the mantra again, and you say the mantra again, and you say the mantra again. Eventually, you slip into what's called the gap, which is that silent space between thoughts, between words. The gap is ever present. It's our actual reality. Nothing exists without the gap. If there wasn't a gap, there'd be no music, there'd be no bird songs, there'd be no silence between those notes. It would just be one loud noise. The same with our thoughts. Our thoughts will pause, and that's the gap. And as we say the mantra, we gently slip into that gap. We may spend an instant, we may spend a minute, we may spend the duration of the meditation. It's different every time, but it always happens. There'll always be that experience of the gap, sometimes so quickly that we don't notice it, but we keep returning, we keep expanding, we keep expanding that consciousness. And that brings us back to why I want to teach meditation, or why I do teach meditation, is to expand that sense of peace and consciousness throughout the world. And that only happens when I meditate. And that only happens when you meditate. And that only happens when more and more people are wishing for that same sense of peace that they have, and they're wishing it for others. That's the Maharishi effect. That's what I can do. I think that's the only thing that I can do. I can't change anybody's mind politically, nor I think do I want to. That doesn't mean that I agree, but I think people should come to that change of heart completely on their own. You can't liberate someone, but you can show them the way of liberation. You can help them step on the path, and they will reach that liberation. They will reach that state and sense of peace themselves. That's the path of meditation, no matter what method you practice. TM, primordial sound meditation, any of the Buddhist practices. My very, very first practice was Agnathos Warren's passage meditation, was, again, had a very, very profound effect on me when I first started. But here I am now, and it's several decades later, and I'm a Chopra certified teacher, and it's what I want to offer the world. It's what I want to offer you. So if anyone's interested, let's touch base, or let's just talk. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm also happy to just talk meditation in general, spiritual issues in general. As many people might know, my blog is headlessnow.com, and it's called Headless Now because of the Douglas Harding, British philosopher, mystic, seer, has a method of pointing out our natural headless state. Um, and it's a non dual practice of seeing our true reality. And I'm always happy to discuss that. And I'm always happy to show you how you can point out your own headlessness and see the world through that space, through your own emptiness, through your own absence. But at the same time, that absence is the spaciousness, the awareness that holds everything in the world. It holds the universe, and it's right here. It's right here. Um, it's our own innate spaciousness available all the time. Um, the practice of primordial sound meditation and um, the playfulness of headlessness that now sort of occurs spontaneously for me, but I still love to just practice it through the day. Um, Again, I'm happy to talk about either one of these subjects. Um, or if you want to talk about long distance running or burpees or kettlebells, um, everyone knows that I will talk about that or books. Um, okay, so it's a different post for me. And I know I rambled a bit, but hopefully I came full circle towards the end and letting you know that um, I'd be happy to teach you meditation. Just send me a message and we'll talk. All right, thanks. Have a good night. Bye.